How I Became a Ghost, Chapter 20, Naomi the Strong. What took me so long? I said, far too loud. I clamped my hands over my mouth and listened. Nobody had heard me. Nobody could hear me. Okay, I whispered. What do you mean? What took me so long? Do you know who I am? No, Naomi said. I do not know who you are, but I had been dreaming about you for a week. Every night you climb into my wagon. You are here to help me escape, but I cannot go with you. I let her see me. Oh, she said, her voice was filled with wonder. You are a ghost. I didn't know you would be a ghost. I have only been a ghost since this evening, I told her. A wolf killed me, but I'm okay now. Don't worry about me. I need to get you home to your family. We've been planning your escape for several days. Is that why the Choctaw councilwoman came by? Yes, you see everything, don't you? I said. I have to be watchful to stay alive, Naomi said. But you must understand, I cannot leave or the soldiers will take my little sister. I know, Nita, I said, and I know your family. They walk with mine. How are they? Naomi asked. They are sad, Naomi. Nita is gone. She died 4 days ago. Naomi shook her head. No, she said. Fat balls of tears rolled down her cheeks. Not my little sister. How did she die? She rolled out of her blanket and froze to death, I said. Nita is my little sister, too. She adopted me. Naomi shook with sadness, and I waited for her to finish crying. Grieving is hard. Lives are changed forever by grieving. The soldiers can't hurt her anymore, she sobbed. They already killed her. After a long time, she wiped the tears from her eyes and asked, Can you talk to her? Yes, I said. It was Nita's idea that we bring you home. She said that you would make the family happy again. That's why I'm here, Naomi. I should have known Nita would follow me, but I was as surprised as Naomi when I heard her voice. Naomi, Nita giggled, give me a big hug. Anita shone like a pale moon. I could see her through, but there she was, wrapping her ghost arms around her big sister, Naomi. Nita, Naomi said, I am so happy to see you. See, Nita said, you can make Mommy and Daddy happy too. I wanted to talk to Naomi about the escape plan, but that never happened, not on this night. Naomi, a voice shouted from the rear of the wagon. Leader waved on a bright lantern from the one corner of the wagon to the other. Who's in there with you? I heard voices. No one, Naomi said, trembling. I was having a nightmare. I must have been talking in my sleep. I'm sorry I woke you. The leader held the lantern close to the ground and circled the wagon. He is looking for tracks, I thought. I hope ghosts don't leave footprints. Who are you talking to? Leader hollered louder than before. No one, Naomi said. I was asleep. He knew she was lying. He climbed into the wagon and untied her hands and her feet. With one strong arm, he lifted her and tossed her to the ground. I jumped to the side and tried to drag her away. My hands passed through her. I could do nothing to help her. This was all my fault. I wanted to run to the river for Joseph, but I was afraid to leave Naomi. Leader was so mad. I feared he would hurt her. Don't move, Leader shouted. He took a rope from the wagon and tossed it over the strong tree limb. I froze at the horror of what I was watching. No, please, no. He was going to hang her, I thought. Leader grabbed Naomi by the waist. The other soldiers stood watching. They knew better than to say a word, but I could tell what they were thinking. It is written on their faces. When Leader is this mad, he'll strike anyone or anything that's in his way. They stared without moving as Leader dragged Naomi to the rope, dangling on the ground beneath the tree. Give me your hands, he said. Naomi lifted her hands and he tied the rope tight around her wrists. I need some help, he yelled. Roundman and Pointy Nose ran to his side. Take this rope and pull it all the way until I say stop, he ordered. They tugged on the rope, and Naomi rose to her feet, lifted by the rope tied by her wrist. She clenched her jaw and tight shut. I saw by the wild look in her eyes that Naomi was afraid for her life. They pulled on the rope till Naomi was standing, her arms high over her head. Keep pulling, Leader shouted. I didn't say stop. Pointy Nose and Roundman yanked harder on the rope. Oh, Naomi screamed. Leader slapped her hard across the face. You will never lie to me again, he said. He moved his face so close to hers I could not hear what he was saying. It must have been horrible. Naomi closed her eyes and shook her head back and forth. When Naomi's feet were at his waist, Leader turned back to his helpers. You can stop, he said. Tie the rope to the tree trunk. Naomi swung slowly, twisting and swaying. Her face was etched in pain. Now, the leader said, it's getting late. We have a long day tomorrow. Men, let's get some sleep. As if she were a dog tied to a stake, they left her. They left my new friend Naomi hanging from a tree. I heard a soft cry and knew without looking who it was. We did this to her, didn't we? Nita said. Yes, Nita, I think we did, I said. There was no reason to lie, but we will not leave her here. We hurried down to the river where Joseph was waiting. Joseph, I said, you have to see this. I led him to the soldiers' campsite. By the light of the dying fire, Naomi was hung. We can't wait any longer, Joseph said. Naomi comes with us tonight.